What is up, my friends? I'm MV Lee, your host today on the Beat Sessions, kicking off your weekend with one of Britain's biggest bands, a Northern Irish pop band, Two Door Cinema Club, or as people like to abbreviate, TDCC. Their new album, Keep On Smiling, dropped today, September 2nd, 2022, as their fifth studio album. Following up from False Alarm, released before all hell broke loose in 2019. You know, I'm not going to lie. The last time I remember actively listening to this band was when their first album came out, Tourist History, back in 2010. And I remember their style being a little too upbeat for me. So after a while, they left my radar. Nothing wrong with their style, just a personal preference, you know? What I can appreciate about them is that their music videos are always so weird, artistic, unpredictable, and odd, and they keep true to themselves as artists. So when I think of TDCC, I think of retro back in the 80s, and sometimes they even remind me of Tears for Fears, if there was a modern touch on them. I remember them as quirky disco funk pop with lots of electronic sounds to them. A lot of their songs are beyond catchy, and I fucking hate that word because it never does an artist justice. So, okay, we'll describe them and their tunes. They can be memorable and appealing instead. I was wondering if they were going to match up to their first album, as that is the only album that ever caught my attention. Side note, I'm not trying to diss them. I'm just saying that I'm going to try not to be so biased, as upbeat tracks just aren't really my thing. So, I'm stepping out of my comfort zone here very much to truly give it an honest breakdown. They had a few interesting collabs on their previous albums, so I was wondering if they were going to be doing the same thing, but there was none this time around. Not a problem. All right, so coming in at 47 minutes and 12 songs, TDCC decided to release 2 songs before their album drop, Lucky and Wonderful Life, but I'm going to be starting from the beginning. With their intro called Intro, which was short and sweet. However, it reminded me of Stranger Things, and if it doesn't remind you of Stranger Things, then I'm definitely tone deaf. It had a lot of synth going up and down, distortion, almost like a pulsating heart, breathing in and breathing out. Drums come in, building the song, bringing more of it together, getting louder and louder. And then it calms down and distorts at the end. The second track, Blue Light, this one sounded like the normal 80s TDCC funk synthesizer sing-along, which most of them are sing-alongs. Again, not dissing. During the line, we're all just animals. Alex Tremble's voice caught me off guard when he said the word animals. It almost sounded like a boy going through puberty when their voice cracks, but somehow it didn't make the song suck, if you can fathom that. Third track, Everybody's Cool. This starts off with background party dialogue. Something I really liked that was that they distorted their voices, which was really neat and quite different. I can't tell if this is a burn song to people saying like, yeah, everybody's cool, because they don't want to directly say everybody's not cool. Or maybe they just want to state the fact that everybody can be cool if they want to be. While listening to the fourth track, Lucky, well, actually before I watched the music video, I listened to the song and imagined myself being on some sort of spaceship, almost like in a Star Wars movie or some type of intergalactic movie, running around the ship, hiding, and just never getting hit by a laser gun. Also, another thing about this track is that I feel like I couldn't listen to it if I was mad. In another perspective, when listening, it almost feels like you're floating in the clouds or laying in a field full of daisies and everything's just fine and dandy in La La Land. The music video shows a man who, at the right moment, always misses getting hit by something of some sort. But perhaps he's running out of luck, or maybe he is just so unaware or naive of how lucky he actually is. This song also reminds me of Jenga. Like, oh shit, you can't move that piece, it's already falling. And then someone just yanks out the piece really fast, and everyone is like, what the fuck? Some people are just lucky like that. The fifth track, Little Piggy, which is an interesting choice of words to say the least. The vocals are higher than usual in the chorus. There is a lighter touch to the song. I can't really tell what this song is about. Maybe someone is taking advantage of someone else. I would like to point out the very cool breakdown. This just happens before the 3-minute mark, though, so check that out. The sixth track, Millionaire, had a very thought-provoking dialogue in the beginning. It states, suppose you wanted to be a millionaire. How would you go about being a millionaire? What's the best way? The song breaks the thought-provoking dialogue with some dance beats and shaker effects. The song had very engaging lyrics, including the line, I will find the ladder of sin and nothing I won't do. Very strong statements. I believe this song is about how people want to become rich and will do anything for it, which, you know, is pretty normal these days. The seventh track, High, states right off in the beginning, has anybody helped you fall? Now, you can interpret, that the way you want, but to me, that means has anyone manipulated or influenced you in a way that wasn't beneficial for you? This was a melancholic song for sure. It was quite depressing, but it has a very beautiful melody and lyrics. It has slower tempo. Perhaps I think this song was talking about addiction, maybe not wanting to face our demons. And after hearing this song, I did appreciate the lead singer's voice a little bit more, as I'm just not quite fond of it from the get-go. Again, I'm not dissing this band. This song almost had an almost ballad-like tempo, which is why I probably liked it so much. The eighth track, Wonderful Life, it's an interesting transition to this. This song is talking about taking your life back. Don't hold grudges. Get out of your comfort zone. Find out what makes you passionate and happy. And you go out and just do that. Do what you need to do. This song also points to the fact that a lot of time we are all hypocrites and that we need to do more of what we say. It's a motivating, high energy and lively jam. The ninth track, Feeling Strange. It's back to the funk, synth, clap along, a little more disco feel. Maybe feeling strange means you're wondering about life in general, the existential crisis of why are we even here. The lyrics, I've been saved by the warning, and we've got imaginary things to do. This gives me an almost religious feel to it, and then randomly, it ends with a Japan music box sound, if that makes sense. It's cool, but pretty random. The 10th track, Won't Do Nothing. Lots of voice distortion in the beginning. I wasn't too much of a fan for that at first. I liked the line, changing my mind. It's like we're human. Because it's obviously true. It had a nice groove to it. This song had many different types of voices. It's almost like it has multiple songs in one. It has a breakdown and ends with some Daft Punk vocal feels to it, which was cool to hear TDCC explore that. The 11th track, Messenger HD. The violin comes in at about 30 seconds, random vocals, maybe a cello too. If I'm wrong, let me know. It almost felt like I was listening to an orchestra of some sort. It was a very short song, and there was no lyrics to that one. The last track, Disappearer. This song had a more edgier feel, like a rock feel with some groove notes and low bass beats. The vocals were a little lower, and the breakdown had some type of oriental fusion to it. I liked the line, just keep on smiling, all the clowns do, which is interesting, considering their album title. I would say this was a smart call making this their last song. It's a strong song to close the album with, especially with that title. So that completes the review of Keep On Smiling. I definitely would give this album a 7.5 out of 10. But more importantly, is this vinyl please or vinyl pass? It's a pass for me, but that is more of a personal preference. Get this vinyl for sure if you have liked their last albums because it's pretty similar. Thanks for hanging out with me here at the Beat Sessions. Like, share, subscribe. Leave any comments. I would love to interact with you all. And until next time, I will see you later.